Okay, so just all 6 blue side camps in any order, yeah, that's fine?
Yep.
Okay.
You can look at the other players' screens if you want to, but like I said, you can just do whatever.
Let me see what
whatever your
Perry's
heart
doing now.
desires.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal my strat. I can't reveal to anyone. What am I gonna start, guys?
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let the first clear commence. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're starting things off strong. So I'm noticing a big difference immediately. Heal, you have teleport.
Yeah. It's some secret tech. We'll see. I'm not sure if it's good.
Okay.
Honestly,
where do you plan on teleporting to? Nobody else has this.
To this tower, tier 2 top.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about using summoner spells, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to find a way to use flash eventually, right? So.
Yeah, I think so.
Mir, you're the only one who started red buff. Tell me about your strategy with red.
Well, I haven't played Kane for like 3 years, so I think starting Raptor would be slowest. So I think starting red looks like ideal for me.
I will say, Keel is already done with 3 camps and he's on wolves already. Ooh, we got the flash from Perry.
Oh, kill, man. What do you got cooking?
I'm way too smart.
Alright. Maybe.
Keel is pretty fast. You guys are all just done with your wolves now, though, so it's gonna be a photo finish, I think. Ooh, actually, Mir has a bit of an edge here because he does still have his smite. Oh, actually, Perry's is coming back up, so it's getting really, really close. Oh! Oh, that was so close. I think it was Keel, then Perry, then Mir last. It was so close though. It was really, really, really close. That was a photo finish, but I'm pretty sure Keel got it.
How did I lose?
Man.
I thought I have a perfect strategy with fleet.
Alright, well.
Might have been the rune diff.
Okay,
I guess.
okay, so is there a Victor? He has 310, I'm also at 310.
Oh boy, Fear did it in game number 1 on the way to an upset, the 4th seed, able to take a game off of Team Liquid Challengers. What a start. We're already going off with the slobber knocker, and this sets up, of course, Arturo key drive. So let's get into it right away. I want to start highlighting a play that was happening over around the top side right before the Baron.
Oh, this is a good one.
This was a very long one, but it was one that Fear were able to bounce back from when it seemed like Doomsday because Shochi was falling magical.
See, this is what I think I love about Fear, right? Shochi's probably communicating right here, like, hey guys, I'm just going to delay. And the rest of Fear's like, oh, okay, cool. We see them caught out of position. We saw 3 topside. We can probably go for this one. And that is something that I feel like a lot of teams aren't prepared for. As we talked about, there are times that Fear, even for the good or the bad, will look for fights. And it just seems like more often than not lately, they've been coming up heads in every one of these fights. Like looking at week 6, especially looking at how they were against Wildcard. And now today, against the #1 seeded team, their team fights look unparalleled.
Cubby, they were able to stall out that last bit quite a bit, putting out the minefield. Mir couldn't even get near the Baron. And from there out, it was Fear wearing purple, and purple looks really good on Cincinnati, I will say.
I mean, I think the big thing for me is just look at that Callista damage from game 1. Callista was focused early on in every single fight, not able to actually do the damage that was needed to be done to the tanks. And that just allowed for Minui to free fire on the back. I think that point of the game was really where things turned in favor of Fear. The fact that Ziggs lived, they could take the TP back and take the Baron themselves. But still, tough game for TLC. And they're going to have to string together 2 wins in a row to take down Fear and make sure that they book that top 3 finish through the upper bracket.
The first time these teams faced off, we said it in the pre-show, it was a slobber knocker. It took us all the way to 5 games. So with this being a best of 3, I'm kind of expecting the same thing. I want to give a quick shout out to the raid that came in from the LEC. If you're just joining us, this is LCS Challengers Tier 2. of NA League of Legends. And with that, we're currently in playoffs. Our number 1 seed just fell in game number 1 to our number 4th seed in Cincinnati Fear. So welcome. Hope you're getting acquainted. Hope you're getting comfortable. We got plenty more action as that was our first game of the day. But any more thoughts, gentlemen, before we move on?
I'm just trying to think of some synonyms for Slobberknocker. That's like what I've been focused on for like the last two minutes.
No. Slobberknocker is the synonym for banger. And we've used banger too much, so now I got to switch it to Slobberknocker because good old JR from the WWF
What about the
days.
Donnybrook? What about a
Donnybrook? I'll let
Yeah.
you use that one, Alex. If you want to use
Yeah.
it, we can have our own personal words for banger.
Sweet, I like it because I just looked it up and that was the first thing that came up, and it means battle royale, fight, pray. So there we go, a Donnybrook.
Okay. We had a good Donnybrook, we had an old banger, we had a Slobberknocker, we had a good game nonetheless here. Gonna take game number 1, and this is gonna lead us into our Rally Cry halftime show. So, come back in now. This is a game that I made, very simple one. It is called Champ or Chump. Rules are simple.
Okay.
I went and asked a few players, hey, what's your favorite champion? Hey, can you explain that champion in 4 words? And with that, I've taken a stock photo for each and every word. You're gonna have to guess what champion it is. Rules clear?
You've taken a stock photo for what?
Each word that they've used to describe their
for
favorite
each
champion.
word. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. So let's pull up the game board. As we'll start off with our first player. So this is how the rules are gonna go. I'm gonna start slowly revealing pictures.
But
Wait,
can you tell us
have to
who
guess.
this is?
No. That is going to be the bonus point. That is
Yeah.
going to be the bonus point. Once we reveal the champion, you have to guess whose favorite champion this is.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
All right, let's see it. What's up?
All right. First one coming in. Got right here. Ooh. A
Viego.
little romantic. Looking a little romantic at the moment, you know. Oh, we're going to our next picture now where
Fog.
fog, it's kind of mysterious coming in here.
Evelyn.
Wrong again. Okay, what's this next
At least
one?
I'm taking. Oh.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Is it Senna?
Not Senna.
Okay,
I appreciate the... Let's see if this fourth one is going to be the one.
Fresh.
What?
Oh, look at this guy. What's he doing in that corner? It looks like
What
he
is
has
he doing?
Looks like he has a shovel, maybe kind of digging a hole.
Oh, it's Yorick.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
York.
there we go. Ding, ding, ding. Our first point goes over to Cubby. And Cubby, you want to get the bonus point. Who loves Yorick?
It's Bradley.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nice.
We're doubling up on points.
Funny story about this. Bradley, when Champs Queue existed, he played 2 games of Yorick, and apparently the fact that he played Yorick, he was just reported to the council, and he's like, "I swear it's good, man." But yeah, they reported.
It reminds me of back when I used to play
cheating.
Old Poppy and Old Scion and Old Trundle and Old Kale and Old Karma and pretty much every champion before they got reworked.
It's playable in the Jace. I will say it's a good match from the Jace top.
So the words, by the way, are wife, mist, shadow, and dig. Those are the words that gave it away. Right?
See, Senna was a good guess. I will say.
Senna was a good guess.
Senna was a good
Senna
guess.
was a good guess. Yeah.
All right, let's get on to our next one. First picture going to be revealed right now, or is it? Wait, hold on. I'm not the best with this sometimes. There we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Is that a Lego?
Is that
All right.
Thanos?
Like a little.
Oh, it
okay.
is. Oh, it's Kaisa.
Okay. Wrong.
Oh,
Good
she's
first
Thanos
shot,
right
good
now.
first
Come
shot.
on. Come on.
I know.
I also don't like Kaisa, you know.
Okay,
Is it
okay,
Nunu?
So we got a Thanos, we got Angry. We don't got a Nunu. That would be a wild card game.
Well, because Disco.
Okay. Oh, a little
Crown.
crown. We're looking some royalty right here.
Is it Jarvan?
You know, that was a good guess, but no. How about this? You know, unfortunately, the stock photos sometimes don't really give you too much of an idea of what's going on.
Is it Swain?
Not Swain.
Scion?
Not Scion.
Why am I guessing top winners? We already had a top winner go.
I'm going to give you another 10 seconds to get this.
Tristana?
Tristana's wrong.
I don't know. What the hell is this?
I don't know. This
He's
is
the
hard.
Thanos of the league.
Garen?
He is royalty. And with that, timeout.
Diego?
Ruined King Viego.
Oh, I got it
Alex!
at the end!
Alex,
Oh!
You would have had it, man.
Oh, man.
All right. Can you guess the player, though? Can you guess the player to get a point back?
I'm going to go with Mir.
Cubby?
It's Perry then.
I mean, that means it's Perry.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have thought Perry would have still said Kane. So that's why I didn't think it was going to be him.
Perry
thought
gave me some
Perry-
troll words.
I thought Perry would have said Wukong. Because fun fact about Perry, when he was 9, he was in a movie. And he played the Monkey King.
Oh,
He's a
know
black
that.
belt. That's why he can put his leg behind his head.
I do know that.
So the first one was Thanos, which I had to find a stock photo that was actually still good to actually put on stream. The second one,
Good work.
yeah, the second one was Angry. Next one was King, and the final one was Deadly, which, you know, you take what you get, man.
Yeah.
Diego angry.
Diego,
He's angry because his wife died. Remember that's a whole lore thing. That's why he's the ruined king.
I don't care about lore.
I miss the old lore where
Well, you gotta
Fiddlesticks became a champion because they found him in a closet.
I need you to start caring about the lore because it shows that you care about our players, Cubby. So moving on
I do care
to
about
our
that.
next one.
So
what's going on?
Thresh,
Thresh, wrong.
Bugcatcher, Tree, Ivern,
Wrong.
Maokai.
Wrong again. Trust me, that tree would have thrown me off as well. I think this one might be the one that starts to reveal it.
Felios?
Right? Ding, ding, ding. It
What
is
does
a Felios.
the tree have to do with this?
So
Hold on.
because the tree is 200 years old.
Oh my god.
He gave me 200 years as a word, and I had to find something from a stock photo. So I just found a really old tree. It is a Felios, but who loves a Felios?
Manui.
It's Arrow. It's got to be Arrow.
I like how we just go for the rebound and take it like that. Right, you are magical.
Well,
You'll
I
get
was thinking,
another
I was
point.
thinking Manui at first. I'm like, no, it's not him, because I think he would have actually said Seraphine for the meme.
So, another fun fact. Arrow was the marksman for Wildcard Gaming back in 21. Manui was on the developmental squad early on in that summer season. So, Arrow was actually doubling up as a player and a player coach. He actually coached Manui back at that time. So, Manui took down his coach in a way on that last one.
All right.
We got to speed up with this one. It's going to be our last one.
Zap.
First picture.
It's elastic.
Wrong. And second picture.
Zach School.
Master Yi.
Master Yi is also wrong.
Yone?
Also wrong.
God, what's the
We got a
last?
missile coming out,
Yeah, what's the last?
and it's purple.
Lulu?
No.
Lulu shoots missiles?
No.
Tristana?
Wrong.
Kazik.
Wrong. Come on, the first picture's got to give it away.
What?
How does this give it away?
Okay.
What?
Combine the first picture and the last picture.
Yasuo?
Wrong.
The first picture.
All right, that's it.
purple.
I'm gonna need
Wait,
5 more
hold on.
seconds.
The first pic.
All right.
Scarter?
Swimsuit. Purple.
A bodysuit.
Oh, Kaisa.
Right. And we're just gonna give the
Kaisa.
player away. Yes, it is in fact Kaisa, beloved by Minui. And as we give the fresh point away, Alex, you're going to take that. You're also going to be our winner. And I'm also hearing that draft is ready. So I got to get out of here and let you guys take it over. Alex, congratulations, man. Take us to draft.
Right. We'll do. All right. I feel good. I beat
lost,
you again.
I lost.
Yeah.
That I'm not used to that. That's unless it's the drawing one.
You want to know why you lost? I'll tell you before we
Because
get
it was a
into
new
draft.
game. I can't
No.
think creatively.
No.
Why?
I have a big brain.
All right, that's fair. Well,
That's
curious in this game. We actually have TL, so they had better seeding. TL gets choice of game 1, then it is loser gets to choose the next games. They are going to stick to blue side, and look at that, Mad Magical. First champ being taken off the board.
No surprise.
No more bombs.
No surprise. Unless you're gonna first pick that one, I would imagine that Fear would just do the same thing they did last time, leave it open, then grab it on the second rotation, because Ziggs is good, but not first pick good. So, having that already gone makes sense. Same with the Seraphine. But I'm really curious to see what Fear does to change things up. They banned that Poppy in this final spot before. The Rel was something they left open that was immediately grabbed by TLC, and I think that Mir on that Trundle was very annoying for Perry to deal with early into the game. So I'm really curious to see if they opt to ban that Poppy now, or if they just want to leave it open with Sejuani so they might not have to deal with facing off against Mir's Trundle again.
Well, there could be a Kindred that comes in too for TLC. That is also an option. We haven't seen Mir play that yet with Perry. But it's something that could be a concern. As the other pick, if Kindred is taken off the board here, that Poppy Sejuani handshake, we've actually seen TLC more so play towards the Poppy side of that.
Yeah.
They still have a very big priority on Xayah Rakan. So those are the things we're looking for early, but Poppy is taken. I expect a Sejuani deny or a Rakan lock-in.
Rel.
I don't think
the
we start
Rel.
with Rel. I don't think we
Rel's
start with Rel again.
still there. That's the only problem I have with it.
I don't think we start with Rel again.
I know you don't want to, but Rel is still a powerful pick, and JJ can easily play that as well. He likes those engaged type champions. So I think for TLC, it's kind of one of those catch-22s. You take the Rel deny from JJ, or you leave it open, and you know that they're going to grab that for the spot lane. I'm really curious to see if, like, maybe what Fear want to do is run something like a Rel Karthus spot lane, because you're expecting the Xayah Rakan.
I will say, I think that...
Oh, Kai'Sa's open. I forgot Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kai'Sa is taken in. So that is going to be locked in with Sejuani. I will say that is a duo that is not seen that much, but what is seen quite a bit, Manui's favorite champ is Kai'Sa. We could see Kai'Sa Rel, so Rel could be picked up here on 3. And again, I expect TLC likely to take jungle and Xayah here, as that is something, Xayah Rakan, very powerful for TLC. Kim and Arrow play that really well.
Yeah, I would expect that as well. Just grab that here. Then I wouldn't be surprised if we grab that. We see maybe the Rel for JJ afterwards, or you have the Jace pick up for Shochi. That's something they've also liked drafted pretty early, even if maybe you'd like to keep that flexibility of the Kai'Sa open. It's just one of those powerful picks that we know teams are going to give a lot of respect to Shochi on.
Jungle choice, gotta imagine here from here. Is it gonna be another Trundle game? Trundle doesn't feel that good in the Kai'Sa. You don't really have that much lockdown. So yeah, will be Wukong taken instead. So still big focus on the mid to early game for TLC.
And so looking at Fear, we said a couple of different options they have available for themselves, but only one is what they're going to be able to get. I'm curious to see if they want to grab that Rel for JJ, something that can engage alongside Perry, or if it's going to be that Jace so they can double down on this poke. Renekton, that's something they did before they could grab here as well. I think there's a lot of viable picks that, honestly, I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other about.
Renekton's going to be the bridge. So again, big front line with Renekton Sejuani. Maybe try and get that first Herald, whereas the Kai'Sa, especially if it's mid, will be scaling up. I think the bans that we see from Fear are going to be really telling to where that Kai'Sa might go. If we see stuff like Cassiopeia get taken away, we see stuff like Yone get taken away, that tells me that they want to put that Kai'Sa mid. I don't expect that to be the case. I still think that they're going to take away Gangplank and Azir. I think that will be really good for the side of Fear. And TLC, if I'm them, I for sure want to take away Rel, and then we'll see what they want to take away from there. But hey, at the moment for TLC, they have priority in that bot lane most likely with the Xayah Rakan. And also, against Renekton Sejuani, Xayah does feel pretty good and has a winning matchup into Kai'Sa. So this is a lane that TLC have time and time again proved that they can play at a really high level. Arrow, his Xayah is 7-2 this split. So if him and Kim Down can get another good game on the board, that could be what TLC are looking for in terms of evening up the series.
I like having Kim Down on something like a Rakan when you have Mira on something like Wukong. Both of them work so well in tandem with one another. So even if you're Manui trying to poke out from a million screens away, you still have to worry with how much dash potential they have. But you're wowing over that Kennen ban here for Cincinnati Fear. The Azir making his way through. So I'm wondering maybe if that's going to be what Shochi want to grab for themselves.
I was about to say, Azir's playable. That's going to be a Yone ban now from TLC because that is a matchup that we assume Shochi would like into Azir. Now we have the option. You can play Azir Sejuani. So Shochi has the option to pick that up himself, or they pick JJ's support, as Rakan is showing, and give Shochi that counter pick. But the Azir is something that you could pick up to deny. Not going to be the case. I very much expect to see Azir out of TL.
Same here. Even if the LeBlanc, Silas, two champions that we kind of like when you see an Alistar on the other side. Also, we like seeing Harry on that LeBlanc. Doubt that that's really going to be the case. Something that can help out a lot from range, can poke out, can also disrupt a lot of these fights. Would be really nice for Harry, especially if they're going to go with this Ornn in the top lane for Bradley. Have that non-committal engage from a million screens away. I actually really like this from TLC. This draft far more feels like they're playing around these skirmishes and these team fights.
Please take a Leandri's mid laner, please. There's Renekton, Sejuani, and Alistar. Just any champ that can build Leandri's here is good. as I will still advocate for likely Azir to be the blind. I think Ahri would also be fine, but I would like to see Leandries this game, given all the health stacking that Fear is already showing. So, yeah. So going to be the Azir. This is pretty much almost copying Wildcard's homework that we saw earlier in the week, as they are the one team that has played Ornn so far. They played it with Xayah Rakan. Snap engage in the early to mid game going to be huge for TLC, as they have a lot of tools to team fight. And Fear opting out of the team fight as well with this bouncy house we've seen between Alistar, Renekton, and Sejuani, but that's quite the flex.
Is that Manui on Fire?
It could be. Yeah, paired up with Alistar, actually. Yeah, this could be.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I see that. I don't think Shochi playing that. I think Manui. This is something Manui has played before. Back like when mage bot laners were kind of just becoming a thing. Manui has played a lot of the Vigart in the past, so I really like this here with the Alistar, where you put the baby cage down and you can punt them into the wall yourselves. You don't really have to necessarily worry about following that up immediately with the headbutt pulverized combo.
He's got a game on it already this split. Again, a lot of scaling for Fear, a way that you can control the Azir and the Xayah, as Fear going to look to utilize the cage and some of the displacement abilities they have, especially with that Alistar. Always get some fun counters when you can headbutt someone into the cage. Find the CC that way. That is something that we could see if Fear can execute, but I got to give credit to Fear in that game one. Fun fact, my Magical, you know what Team Liquid's win rate is when they're ahead at 15 going into today?
Is it something like 90%?
96.
Woo!
I dropped a little bit there from that comeback victory game one from Fear.
Yeah, and speaking of Fear, let's hear from Shochi about the matchup.
Since the start of the year, I've been pretty low on all the tier lists. I've been, but I feel like my stock has been rising lately, and I'm going to give the fans a reason to be my fans. Even the haters, I'll try to convert them over too.
Well, I don't know if his stock is rising, because honestly, it sounds like that one he recorded in an ocean. But I got to say, Shochi, he did put TL in some of the ocean in that first game, as Shochi had a very big game one. And he is on the Kai'Sa, in which the one game that Fear took off TLC in summer was Shochi's Kai'Sa going 14, 5, and 6. It is likely going to be that Luden's build, so a big focus on the poke and controlling space here for Fear, as TLC gonna try and get push early, play their style, get up in the face of Fear, and beat them in the early game.
It's Fear right now leading the charge in chat. Everyone thinks that Cincinnati Fear are gonna pull off the upset, the 2-0 upset, nonetheless, against our #1 seeded team here in TLC. But if there's one thing I know about TLC, and I know about Coach Spawn, is this guy knows how to whip his players into shape and get them to bounce back after a loss like they had in the last game. And looking at how close these two teams were in game one, how it was well fought all the way up until about that 25-minute mark where Fear were finally able to get the advantages. TLC utilizing some of this early game priority they're getting, especially here in the bot lane. I want to see what marks they're going to make first, especially with Mir playing something like Wukong.
Going to be working his way top to bot, as it is a mirrored clear from Perry. He will be going from bot to top, as Renekton is something that they can use to play towards. Philip, a nice job of getting some damage done to Bradley. He's going to thumbs down the fact that he took a power shot, though. That's an oopsie. As Philip, fun fact, that last game, Renekton now 7-1 on the split. Mockton again today. Most played now for Philip, as he is even rocking a different skin. And I think it's really telling to me that Philip plays a lot of Renekton, because I saw him go from game 1 skin to game 2 skin, and he swapped it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he does on this champ. It's just how he does it. That's how much Renekton he plays. I know that.
Bot lane, getting a flash early out of JJ. Arrow and Kim down. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Kim down really has leveled up this split, especially. Like, watching the growth of this player, and how he's really worked with Arrow has been so nice.
Really? We're going to have a 3-camp into a wraparound dive mid onto Harry.
Wow.
He's still level 3. Mir's not here to defend.
Try to get away the flash early from Harry, just to make sure there wasn't that follow-up.
Love the discipline there from Perry, too. Not putting down any damage in this matchup, as if he did, he would have picked up that tower aggro. That could have been deadly for him. So really well played by Perry, and Fear does set his clear a little bit further behind, as you're going to see. He takes the grab. Got no flash.
JJ? Got no flash. Couldn't be here by him lonesome. He did punt away Mir. But he's getting followed by Kimdown, making it difficult for him to get back. But he will get back towards his team, while Kimdown himself will take a lot of damage on the retreat.
All right, well, that's one way to secure a crab. Just throw, 60% of your support's health bar at it and make sure that you get Mir and get that crab for himself. Here's going to be ahead on the clear as he is going to reset. Harry's still cleaning up his camps, but it is an advantage for Shochi in the mid lane. You can see already has that Noon Quiver for the Kai'Sa.
Nui kind of hanging out in the spot lane. Even if it's kind of different from that Ziggs pick before, I feel like it does have a similar identity, needing to get that Lost Chapter early to kind of clear out these waves a little bit more efficiently. There's going to give Arrow him down a little bit of freedom to kind of try to bully this Veigar early before he can really start stacking up.
Yeah, Veigar going for the electrocute, so a big focus on utilizing the Alistar to try and find those bursty combos. He's got no flash. He just burned Q.
But he still had the shoulder to be able to get out of there. It just skirts danger yet again here in the mid lane. Even calling up Kimdown. Kimdown really isn't focused on the spot lane. Really does want to make impact across the map alongside someone like Mir, but I feel like it might be a little too early in this game for TLC. Their draft really is built around them all having their cooldowns up, especially their ults. Once you get the quickness for Kimdown, that Cyclone for Mir, it's going to be really difficult for Fear to kind of kite back.
Yeah, a lot of Fear's fights are going to be trying to play around this Cage cooldown, as Cage does such a good job of taking up space, as again you see the supports making their way towards the mid lane. Oh boy.
Wow, Shoji just dove and they popped Kimdown.
Shoji has access to level 6 first, and Kimdown was not expecting that one. He falls as Shoji gets a freebie, and talking with Shoji before this series, you really said, I am the best mid there in NACL, and my team sets me up to 1v9. That does feel like what's going on this game. All the attention we've had Perry put mid, and then JJ finding a freebie on a big mistake there from Kimdown. That gets Shochi that first blood, and it's going to get Fear this first Dragon too, taking this against the Zyra Rakan comp. Not supposed to happen for the game plan for TLC.
There's just absolute disrespect on Shochi there. They're looking for a play bot lane to answer back, but Perry is nearby. JJ might die beforehand, and Perry kind of realizing that there's no way to save the cow, so they just peel back.
Yeah, he has no flash. Aftershock confirmed. We're going to take some damage from Perry. Perry being a little bit of a pest on this Sejuani, but that will be enough to bully out Fear and get this bot crab or Mir on the Wukong. And hold on.
Okay, cancel in the back there. Shochi chasing down Harry, flashing for it for a solo bolo. Harry again disrespecting Shochi's damage.
You do not have enough damage to finish this one off, Kimdown. Mir is going to come. He's going to try and W over the wall. Can JJ find him?
Okay, they do get the shutdown for Mir.
You get
so
another?
there's going to be something back. JJ
Nice.
will survive, but that is going to be a nice heads-up play there from TLC to make sure they get something back.
I mean, what's going on, though, with TLC today? There are some really uncharacteristic mistakes coming out. Kimdown getting caught. Harry going down, wasn't able to get out of that one. Didn't even retaliate at all with the Emperor's Divide. Going to take a second look here. This is after the Dragon. JJ, he sidesteps the Grand Entrance from Rakan, but still goes towards Mir. He falls. He doesn't have flash. I think Fear is still A-okay with everything going on. And, I mean, Harry just... He's air. Doesn't get any extra damage down to the Shochi. Tries to stop this base. He used the Q, so he has to walk all the way up to find the auto attack, and Harry just really underestimates the damage from the Noon Quiver. Shochi, out of mana, was still able to flash forward, get that one for himself. Yeah, he goes down, but that's so many cooldowns taken away from TLC, and it really is going to come down to, can Mir punish the fact that Shochi is missing flash? Because this game at the moment is tough. Look at the Rift Herald. It's a Renekton top lane into an Ornn. That's a Herald bot, man. Easy Herald being secured here for Cincinnati Fears. They have the Shiv push mid, the Renekton push top, and Fear matching some of the early game power of TLC even in this game too. All right. We got Mad Magical. We'll be right back. I think I see.
Back?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You had a internet bloopsy, one of those.
I think so. Yeah, just a little internet bloopsy, but it's okay. Just looking at this game, and I will say, Manui did burn his flash in the bot lane. That is another area that TLC can punish, but it feels like this composition is still waiting. They're still waiting for everyone to hit level 6, just getting Kim down there. And I feel like TLC are still in a good position, where if they can start an early fight here that Fear just aren't prepared for, or if they can get onto one of these flash members like Shoji here in mid lane, they can set them up. But Shoji, what a beautiful way to dodge away danger.
Oh, Kim down and Harry just not quite on the same page to find that chain. The Grand Entrance needs to connect before Shoji lands from the Emperor's Divide. Able to scoot on out of there. The ultimate of his own as TL. Him down, and is stuck in the cage, and man, this setup's really good for Fear at the moment. They're scaling the like their ability to control space later with Alistar, Renekton, Vygar, Kai'Sa is going to be really tough for TL to find sound engages and break the poke that we will see from the Kai'Sa and the Vygar. So I think that Fear are in really good shape. The fact that TL only have a 500 gold lead at the 10-minute mark, that's a really good sign for Cincinnati Fear fans.
JJ still working his way towards level 6 alongside Kim down. Fear really aren't in that big of a point where they're pressured for anything. They don't feel like they have to do anything besides farm up. Get some of these stacks here from Manui in the bot lane. I think he's at something like 70 now stacks on this Vygar. Well, the rest of the map, top lane Philip getting a little bit of an edge every single time against Bradley. You can see 2 plates have been taken by Cincinnati Fear. Harry is playing Sejuani. He's got that Rift Herald. Can pop that in the bot lane whenever you want to, or even mid lane if you're trying to crack that open for Shochi so he can move around the map a little bit more.
Now, top side, things are going to get a lot better here for Bradley. He does have the Sunfire completed. It does mean that he can actually fight Philip a little bit as Ornn does start to take over the matchup now. Gore Drinker will keep Philip off. But Bradley, this is where the matchup starts to break in his favor as the Ornn. So that's at least one positive for TL. Kim down does net that level 6 right before this dragon spawns. He's going to try and sneak into the river with Perry. Get a decent amount of chip damage down to Kim down.
And just a little bit, but he's able to heal back all of that with the Quill. So, nothing ventured, nothing gained for either side. Kind of had a stalemate, but slightly favoring that of TLC here in the bottom half of the map. So it should be that first dragon that they'll take for themselves of the game, since Fear were able to unexpectedly get the first one.
TL, back on track. Going to be one dragon behind where they want to be. Mountain spawning. That's, I think, really important for both teams. This is what I consider a very strong soul. Top tier up there with the Hex Tech. But that was an expensive dragon. Bradley actually walked down to hover to make sure they were able to secure that one. And Philip was able to get a bonus 2 place in the top side. This Renekton is going to be very strong. And now Harry. No flash. Oh, hold on.
Flash 4 from JJ, though. And pumping him like a balloon. There's just so much damage coming in from Cincinnati Fear. And when they say go, they all go together. Even the Rift Herald is there to get a charge off.
What is going on with this team, man? The boot camp is going so well for them as they feel like they are a team on the same page. The commit from JJ and Perry, the 2 teammates that ended up taking down Harry and TLA last summer. They put them in the lower bracket, ended up being in the finals as Harry and TLA overcame them. They sync up, take down Harry in the mid lane. Rift Herald go get some points over to the Kai'Sa, and Fear continue to make good plays in this game. That magical. They're up 1K gold with this kind of team comp, with a Kai'Sa who will break the game at 3 items. Fear are in great shape.
I'm still worried about this first fight if TLC can all group up together. 1,000 gold is not very much still. When you think about it in the grand scheme of things, looking at the items especially, for having some item breakpoints across the board. Shochi, Manui, they need those 2 items to really be at that power, which for me, I look at TLC, I feel like the pressure is on them to start off a fight before that scaling can happen.
I like the fact you bring that up, Matt Magical. It really feels like TLC have to start pushing things forward, as this is a team that TLC are not firing on all the cylinders that we are used to seeing from them today, and Fear have come to play, man. They are punishing. They are on the same page. This has been great to see. With the top outer turret about to fall to Philip. And Fear, they're in really good shape. I think that this first brick falling will enable them to rotate the lanes a little bit. We have a Herald that's going to be spawning pretty soon. They could put Vigar in their bot lane top, send Philip bot, who does have that empowered TP, and even play for that neutral.
And even looking towards this mid lane, right? Perry on this Azir up against Shochi. Normally, you're like, Azir lane, he's going to be fine. It's hard to get towards that turret. But with the attention that he's gotten already from Fear to try to put Shochi ahead, he now has to play so far back that it's enabling Fear to just take everything from TLC's jungle. Look at this. They're forcing this fight here around the blue buff at just 14 minutes into the game. It could be dangerous, but Manui is going to be here as well. Even if Arrow's on his way, wait for the baby cage. Put down. All of Forge got knocks up 2. Nobody's there to respond. So what happens? Instead, you get engaged on and you lose your take, even if it's a huge engage back from Harry. But it's Shochi diving into the back line. The flash is coming in from TLC. They're the ones on the run. Double kill for Philip. Looking for Mir as well as he's stunned in. It's Shochi who gets the credit.
Cincinnati Fear, man, they are crushing TLC in this game as Bradley, he face-checked the brush. He knew that he was going to go down. He was just trying to set up the wombo combo for Kim Down and Harry, but it's not even close to being enough damage against this tanky early game topside that Fear have taken in each game. That says Sejuani Renekton, they hold strong. Let's take another look. Bradley, he's already though, sends out the Ornhorn. Yeah, it finds a couple. And TL, they see the cage gun and say, if we're going to fight, we have to fight now. Manui's a little bit split. They see Perry off to the side. They go onto this, honestly, 5v3 at this point. But it's already doomed, man. Manui, he didn't do any damage in this fight. It is just simply Philip on this Renekton, holding strong, utilizing the lead that he has, and the Ornn, the fact that he has that first brick. Philip way too big to move, and Fear end up moving TLC into the gray screen. As now TL, they have big problems in this matchup, man, Magical. Yeah, this is going to be so difficult for them to overcome, because again, Kai'Sa, once she gets to that 3 item point, she can break the game.
Now look at that. Manui did do 0 damage in that fight. That was a 4v5 fight that Cincinnati Fear were able to win. This Crocodile combination with Sejuani is looking untouchable here for Cincinnati Fear.
That Croc top cannot be stopped. The TLC just are not on the same page today, and with the aggressive early game compositions that they take, this is not a look we're used to seeing. They're usually a team that is firing at all cylinders, is pushing their leads early games. And with Desire Recon, we oftentimes see them with a lead the likes of what Fear has now, but it is Fear who have the gold lead, Fear who have the scaling in this Kai'Sa, and Fear who have full control of the map as TLC struggling a bit as they look to fall to the lower bracket.
And I even said, you know, 2 items. That's when I look towards this Kai'Sa to really start getting scary. And yeah, sure, 3 items, it's like the peak. But you've got the 2 items for Shochi. He's got the Nashor's Tooth already completed in his inventory. This Kai'Sa is going to be so scary early on when, look at how little resistances that they have on TLC to even stop it. You maybe have Bradley who can kind of absorb a little bit of the poke, but Shochi's just going to be free-firing all day long with these Void Seekers.
Expect a Ludens to come in next for Shochi. I think that's going to be the build. And guys, this Mountain Dragon being secured, getting Fear bonus resistances for the Sejuani, Renekton, Alistar. Really nice, even to try and protect the carries from the dive that TLC have to execute in order to find this win. As this game, I love the game state that Fear's in. This is going to be so difficult for our top team to overcome. Yes, Ornn can outscale the Renekton to the side lane, but look at the items that Renekton already has access to. And look at the trap that Fear are even laying at TLC. Arrow wiser to it, but the lack of control on the map. It is Shochi that is free firing, free farming. As the one game that Fear took off at TLC in this regular season was Shochi on the Kai'Sa, and he's looking to use that to take the second one. And again, put TLC in the lower bracket. Okay, hold on, this is too far. This might be tough.
That's gonna be the TP in.
They gotta push.
With the quickness pop, looking for Shochi. No way out, bounced around, couldn't even kill her instinct, and that TP might not be what you want, Phil. You're already tucking tail and running, but they're on the hunt looking for the Crocodile. He'll escape. It's still gonna be the pickup for TLC, getting themselves some much needed gold back.
Shochi greeting to take that extra wave after the turret. Those are the kind of you know, things that we sometimes see out of Shochi. Why he has games that are good and bad, is someone that is always willing to push forward. That was too far, and you cannot make mistakes like that against TLC. They are there to punish. There's no Baron for Fear to retaliate with on the other side of the map. It is too early in the game for that, so TLC get a little bit of free gold in their pockets and another kill over to them. But still, this game state is so dire on their side.
TLC, the #1 team, put backs to the wall again here in game 2, but this time has a lot more repercussions here. You lose this one, you are knocked down into the lower bracket as the #1 seed, and the first time Cincinnati Fear, they won't be denied that top 4. It will be a guaranteed top 3 finish for them, besting themselves in spring.
And this was a team that we felt like really lacked an identity going into week 6. We were like, you know, Fear, their strat book is massive. I know in some of my Vonryu streams, even their coach dropping in saying like, yeah, we were playing a bit too many champs. But the fact that they narrowed things up and have really found strats that have worked for them, these mages bought each game for Manui. The amount of control the Fears had over these games, it's been great to see. Obviously, very clear this boot camp is paying off for them, as this is the top team that we have in Challengers. And Fear looking to take a rather controlled 2-0.
What I love too from Cincinnati Fear is just how they were really confident going into playoffs. They even, like, talking with Xiao about it. This is a team that, yeah, we were, like you said, they even admit they were messing around a bit. They have all these different champions, but they cleaned up their gameplay so much. And Fear are looking like the best team that we have, especially when it comes to some of these team fights. This game, they've just gotten early leads, especially here for Shochi. It kind of netted them a lot more control over the map, where TLC, I expected this composition around 12, 13 minutes to want to fight, but you were just too far behind to even do so at that moment.
And now TLC are reeling. And with how slow this map's being played, you kind of called out earlier, Mad Magical, that TL, they want to dive, right? You have Wukong, Rakan, Ornazir. It's all about this team fight wombo combo. Well, because the game's been so slow, you have access to all their flashes. So it almost has to be TLC making 2 plays, because they got to get 1 play down to bleed out the summoner spells to then make the second all-in be able to be easily executed. So again, props to Fear on slowing down these games against TLC and giving them the windows that this team is usually able to find and create themselves to snowball these games forward, and instead it's them that has been on the back foot for the majority of the series.
We have seen TLC over the season, how flexible this team is. You've even called out that sometimes when chips are down, they still can go all in and still find wins. But right now, Harry getting caught out like that, that's not going to be a win, as Cincinnati Fear can use that to punish and go for the purple orb.
Bird gets put in the cage, Fear. I want to see them use this to bait. Use this to turn. Use this to find and fish for cages.
It's right now. Lack of vision. Slow take on that Baron so far for Fear. Got Manui on the side. That's the baby cage. Put down on Amir. And a huge chunk out of him as well. The Baron down to 50%.
It's good.
Fear.
Can't even walk in. They're not even going to walk in. They're going to give this. They're going to play for the dragon instead.
At this point, you kind of have to. There's no real way you can even enter the pit. You saw right there, they're struggling. So Turo Baron buff has been picked up by Cincinnati Fear without a single fight.
TLC are so close to being in our lower bracket, and I gotta say, this is a game that neither of these teams wanted to drop. Evil Genius's Challengers, they are the favorites, expected favorites over AoE. The loser of this match faces one of those 2 teams, and no one wants to draw EG even after their 0-2 against FlyQuest Challengers. So high stakes, the fact that it's top 3 versus lower bracket, but also that's the team that I'm the most scared of in the lower bracket, EGZ. I don't even consider them a dark horse given how strong they are. TLC, they dropped the Baron, they now have to drop the Dragon. Things keep on bleeding. It's going to be sole point. See if TLC decide to take a miracle fight.
It's going to be the TPN, but I think it's way too late. They can't even get Mir in the pit. He's trying to, but he's punted away by JJ. So fight secure out of parry. Again, not a single fight there, and it's Fear coming out ahead.
Sole point secured, and this Renekton Sejuani, this front line so beefy, so difficult for TL to get through. All Fear has to do with this Baron Siege, just play around the Vigard cages and wait for Kaisa to get that loot. I will say I was a little bit scared. I saw the you know, the dagger picked up by Shochi. I was like, oh god, is it going to be a Rage Blade? Like, really, this game? Nope, Shochi's smart. He's going to go for that Luden's build. He's going to go for the OP Kaisa that, you know, LS has been very vocal about, the strongest, most warping champion of the game at 3 items. I gotta say, very much agree with his diagnosis on that one.
Oh, whisk him down. Get spotted out here.
He's fine. He's out of there.
He'll be fine, but he did take a good chunk of damage there. And all the while, mid lane should fall the Baron up cannon minion there, the Turo Baron buff. Working out well for Cincinnati Fear so far.
TLC is still on the back, but still reeling. And once Kaisa gets a reset off his Baron, Ludens will be online, and it's so difficult for TL to actually play the map in this game. So it's going to take a huge throw from Fear to actually make this game playable for TLC. As how impressive has this best of 3 been from Cincinnati Fear, man? A team that, again, just 2 weeks ago we were like, what's their identity? Like, it feels like they come into each week with a different read on the game. How quickly this team's come together when it is counted in the back half of the season. Really great to see as Harry
looking for Philip, who flashed away the dominance. The Crocodile is low, but they're going to lose. It's a trade of top 4 support at the moment. Cincinnati Fear not able to topple that turret. They are going to have to be careful. JJ tried to re-engage on an arrow, but up in the air he goes with the feathers. You can pull him back. There he goes, let him rip, and they're going to let rip the double kill there for Mir. TLC, they're the #1 seed team for a reason. They're fighting back against Fear despite being behind.
Shochi wasn't able to get behind the feathers. The rip hits. Great fight from Arrow as he was able to step up when it mattered. Get a couple kills in the pockets of Mir and TLC. Still going to be a huge gold lead, though, for Cincinnati Fear. And important to note, both monster objectives are going to be spawning at the same time. And guess what? That Ludens was completed during the gray screen for Shochi. So I think that TLC is still going to be so difficult for them to overcome the deficit they're facing, because Fear can just rely on these Void Seekers. Playing around the cage, any cage that connects, the damage they're going to face from a Kaisa Vigar is going to be deadly. As Philip is going for this turret, TLC were rotating to defend. Harry finds the early engage, cancels the dash from Philip, as he then flash on the minion. That's an oops. We see Kim down. He gets caught by the cage. Good one by Manui. But Shochi just pushing too far up with JJ. There's no reason for them to take this when you do have the Ludens in the base. That cage didn't connect, and Shochi didn't retreat fast enough to avoid the rip. That second rip was the big game changer in that fight, that match.
It was, and giving over this double kill over to Mir is going to help out a lot, plus getting a lot of gold there for Arrow. Even if they are still behind, keep in mind they have yet to topple a single structure in this game. That is a lot of gold still left standing for TLC. One more fight like that, they can really start cracking these turrets. Not only that, get the bounties off top of them.
Arrow, really big in that last fight. That's okay, Manui. He has a flash.
This could be the baby cage foot down, trying to scare him away. Perry will answer, so he will show up in mid lane with JJ.
I gotta say,
they've got themselves set up in a 1-3-1.
I mean, I think the theory there for TL is that, hey, objectives are up in 90 seconds. We're going to have this Ornal back in time for that. You see Fear on each side lane. Might as well just try to fish. And now Fear, this is a wave too far for Philip.
They're looking for anything right now. TLCR. Gonna get picked here on to Philip. Could be huge. It's taking a long time, though, to finally topple him. Look how much he's healing up. Philip, 1v4. He will fall. Harry will topple him back. But all the while, that's a lot of time. So Fear racking over an inhibitor turret here in the bot lane.
All right. Another trade as objective taken for kill. A little bit of a shutdown going down there onto Philip, as he also has decided to go for the Anathema's tech. I assume that both Azir and Zaya are targeted by the two Anathemas that are showing here as they continue to show a little bit of something new in the builds. Most of the builds we've seen for the Sejuani have actually been bombies into Everstone or Radiant Virtue, or just a Radiant Virtue rush. Harry opting for that item second in favor of the Anathema's rush in these games. Definitely very different, as we see Shochi. Okay, well that's a passive proc.
Wait for the third one. Body block.
As long as they hit, you can keep firing.
Yeah, just keep hitting them. 60%
Yep.
cooldown reduction. You can keep spitting them out. Phil, force TP.
Yep.
Bradley's eating as many of these Void Seekers as possible, but look at that. Kim down. Takes one, and he's already so low. It's gonna be Arrow, the next one. Fun interactive gameplay here from Kaisa, constantly throwing out these Void Seekers.
These are heat-seeking missiles. As now Mir spotted on the
finally.
flank. He's gonna get caught up. Philip, he's rotating with Shochi.
It's gonna be the Cyclone blown, but do they start the fight on the other side? Here comes the call of the Force God. Mir did survive. It's gonna be a double knockup onto Manui and Perry on the other side, but look at Shochi trying to
Arrow's too
re-engage.
low.
They've got a double knockup coming in from JJ. They've got the damage, even with the Shurima shuffle. Shochi's
With the
cutting
rip.
him back, and they've got it. Let him rip. Arrow's doing a lot on the other side, but he's gotta be careful. Look at Fear. They're hunting, but that is a lot of damage coming in from Arrow. Dashing away, the flash to survive. He does not. He falls to Cincinnati Fear. They run these streets. They will topple the #1 seeded team here, Cubby, and they will move on to a guaranteed top 3.
Shochi is quite the gamer, man. Those W's were hitting from everywhere. Onto the tanks, onto the carries. It don't matter. They kept on landing, and Fear push forward, find the first upset in our Challengers League playoffs. They get the 2-0 over our top seed as Fear put together a hell of a 2 games to take them down.
No one would have saw that coming from the beginning of the day outside of Cincinnati Fear. The 2-0 that they get here over TLC to knock them into the lower bracket. Gotta say, how Cincinnati Fear played today, if you just looked at with the nameplates off, you would have thought it was the other way around because they played so cleanly, Cubby.
I mean, the Mage's bot kind of gave away its Fear. That's always been a Manui special. But hey, you know, I love the confidence this team had. Their coaching staff, they were in my chat last night asking for like predictions. They knew that they were feeling something. Shochi, he has so much confidence right now playing mid. He said, you know, I am the best mid laner in Challengers, and my team sets me up to 1v9. And the way that Fear set up around mid really opened things up for Shochi. And I mean, props to Cincinnati Fear, man. I feel like these drafts, the mages gave them a lot of control. They played it out very soundly. This core of Renekton, Sejuani, Alistar were so beefy. And once TLC fell behind against them, there was no way for them to get back into the game. When you have that core that's strong in the early game, and then these massive late game damage dealers that Fear were taking to put behind them, it made for a problem that TLC could not solve in these 2 games as Fear took them down.
It's the identity. We finally have it here for Cincinnati Fear. We know exactly their gameplay now. It's still the same thing with the team fights, but it just feels like they're playing them so well. Every one of them seems to be firing on all cylinders. Philip looked great in that game. JJ, Perry, Manui, Shochi especially on that Kaisa to pick up that 2-0 upset here for our #4 seed Cincinnati Fear, who will move forward. But we are going to toss it to a break for now. When we come back, we'll bring back Desrect for a lovely interview with the victorious Cincinnati Fear. See you on the other side.
Welcome back, everyone, to LCS Challengers for the Verizon post-game interview. I am joined by none other than Perry after a victorious 2-0. A 2-0, Perry! How good does that feel?
A 2-0, you know, we 2-0'd wildcard, we 2-0'd TL, it's back-to-back 2-0s. We're taking everyone out. The first seed, I mean, come on. It feels good. It feels good.
So, Perry, I want to open with a little story that you were telling me about in between. Something about the #4 and what it means to Cincinnati Fear.
You know, 4th spring split in playoffs in regular season, 4th in summer split, right, for regular season. The Grim Reaper logo means like it's like death, you know, and in the Asian, like in Chinese, like the number 4 is death as well. So the way to counteract this, you know, this 4 is to have red. The red will counteract the negative energy. And guess what? The room is surrounded by red. We were on red side twice. The chair's
See the red chair?
So
yep.
We got red everywhere. And guess what? We locked in top 3, and we're going for more.
Beat the superstition, man.
Yes.
That's what I like
to
to
hear.
hear.
Superstition. Yes.
All right. Let's get into the actual game. Game
Sure.
1. I did actually want to ask you during the break about the Anathema's change that was built in game #1. Tell me the idea with that. I know you threw it onto LeBlanc that time.
I mean, I'm still working with chains. I personally think chains is just a really powerful item with CC champs. You know, you get the extra duration of CC. You can utilize it very well. Support's gonna be playing a CC champ. I kind of realized that Bambi Sinner, everyone built it, but I think it doesn't do much damage. Like to the camps, like you would buy it to help your clear speed, but like it does like 300 damage the whole time you're hitting a camp. So like it feels kind of weird. You're not using it to fight people. You're not using it. It's just, why not build a better item? And that's why I like chains. So screw it. You know.
Hey, I mean, you won game 1. Can't argue there. I'm just gonna take the results-based analysis right
Yeah.
there.
Thank you. There we go. Chains is good.
Speaking of, game number 1, it was really back and forth, man. I want to hear about the comms, more for a crucial moment that was around Baron. Shochi got caught out, and you guys collapsed on the back end of Team Liquid. So tell me about the comms right before that Baron play.
I think it was just... Is this where he got caught out top lane, or...?
Yeah, he got caught out top lane, and then you guys collapsed on the rest of Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, we were yelling, like, we have a TP flank, like, we're coming, I mean, most of the game, I will say, like, it's just, like, we were chilling. We were like, we have a scaling comp, we're happy to scale, and we felt really, really, really good in that game. So even in that top fight, like, we were kind of like, damn, like, we messed up a little bit, but it's fine. Like, just keep playing, even if they get the Baron. Like, we're chilling. We were so relaxed, I feel, that this whole game.
Alright, now, going into the fact that you guys are now playing together, what does that really do for the team environment? You guys went from remote play to this boot camp where you're now playing in playoffs. You guys look like a different machine, man. You're 2-0ing everyone now. Is the boot camp buff that big?
The boot camp buff is crazy. Shout out to One Life to Play for, like, having us here. Like, this whole thing is only done by them. You know, the boot camp, I just feel like being in person is insane. Like, to be able to see your teammates, like, when you're done with scrims, you can just talk to your team, you can see your team, you can see how they're feeling, you can see the coach. You know, I haven't seen Cal all last split, our coach, all last split, but this split, you know, he's here, we're all here. It's insane. I think all the academy teams who are in person just by default have that buff, unless they hate each other, but we don't hate each other. So
does Cal hand you any bottles of water?
He does many bottles of water. Yes.
You guys have some of the best comp videos. I just gotta throw that inside right now. Now, Perry, I want to give the stage to you. People tend to doubt Fear every now and then. Sometimes you guys go on slumps. I want you to tell everyone in the league right now, going down the list, going down the roster of Cincinnati Fear, what is great about each and every one of your teammates and why they should fear your squad.
I have to start off with Manui. I'd say Manui has been my #1. He's always wanted to play with me. I support him. I love him to the ends of the earth. He plays unique champs. He's the most creative ADC I know of. He's different. I don't think that's a bad thing, though. People see it as a weird narrative. He plays AP champs. No, I think that if you're able to play on a person who can play a bunch of different champions, you're in luck. Same thing with Shochi. This guy got like 21 champions. So many champions. Like, these two players are so unique, so talented, and I will say that, like, Shoshi plays, like, these guys are like the future, I'd say. Yeah, give them a chance. They are the future.
You guys had that meme where you posted where you're saying they were switching roles just from how much they actually play.
I mean, yes,
different damage types.
They just play Shoshi's playing Kai'Sa mid. Manui's playing Xerath, so Xerath, Ziggs, whatever, Vega, anything. It's like all of these champs, like, you know, they're very bright, and I think they have a huge future. Philip, you know, he went from playing LCS to Academy to, like, he's had a journey, and he's here, he's back, like, he's ready to prove it, that he's still here, he's still up there, you know, he's still someone you can choose, but, you know, I love Philip, he's a great person, he's a great friend, and lastly, I mean, I gotta say, Juan, like JJ, he was, like, my rock, I would say, on Dig when I first joined as a complete rookie in playoffs. He was there for me, he helped me, and I told my entire team, guys, we want this support, and they didn't believe me. They're like, are you sure? Like, isn't he retired? I'm like, no, this guy is it. And he came here.
He was in Europe, right?
He was literally, yes, he literally joined the team, not in, not here. Like, he wasn't in the same time zone at all. And then I just gotta say, like, thanks to the coaching staff, they're putting in the work, they're trying everything they can, and they're changing their, you know, their style to help us. But yeah, I mean, I love the whole Fear squad. I think one thing I will say, special shout out to Cincy Fear Matt. He's really making this happen. He's really making this happen. So yeah.
Right, and one more little question for me personally.
Okay, sure.
Is it Big Pops for JJ now? What's the nickname?
I call him Juan personally.
Juan?
But
okay.
But we'll say he is the big man. So, real quick though, I do want to say shout out to my girlfriend. She's always there. She's always watching. I love her to the ends of the earth, and I don't think I'd be here without her. So, Yeah, and my family too. You know, they're really there. They're really always there for me. So.
Any more shout-outs? Because that's what we're about to get to right now.
Oh,
if you want to just
I
get
cut
the
it to
whole
the
list
chase.
going,
I
man.
cut it to the chase. Yeah, I will say, you know, my family, like my brother, my mom, my dad, all of them, they're supporting. You know, my grandparents, my aunts, they're literally watching me probably do this interview right now. So, you know, I love you guys. I really love my girlfriend, end of the earth, and you know, just you know, my team is putting in the work. They're putting in the work, and I cannot be more happy and more excited to just keep playing in this tournament, keep playing League of Legends. Like, I love this game. So.
Oh man, that energy is contagious, Perry. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Big congratulations on your 2-0 against Team Liquid. And now, one more to get to Los Angeles, man. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time, Perry.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
All right, we're going to take a moment to throw it over a short break as we get ready for our next series of the day. It is going to be FlyQuest Challengers versus Disguised. We'll see you in a moment.